big thing in our world. Me living so close, I just kept going out there and putting my good energy, just going, okay, we're gonna get out here, we're gonna get out here. Hard to say, okay, I'm done, especially I did nothing.
I'm not actually sure I ever had the dream of us all being out on Coyote Pass. Nobody really wanted to live out there. Robin has a house. Like, she had a house that was pretty much there without being there on the property. Like, I just could see very soon after we moved to Flagstaff that was not going to be a thing.
The Sister Wives universe is once again in turmoil as Cody and Robin Brown's shocking behavior toward Mykelti Brown has fans reeling. What began as a subtle tension over loyalty has spiraled into a cruel and heartbreaking confrontation that has left the Brown family in shambles. Sources close to the family reveal that Robin, once seen as the peacemaker, allegedly turned cold and disowned Cody's kids after accusing them of betraying her trust. Mykelti, torn between her parents and siblings, has found herself at the center of a storm that threatens to permanently fracture what little remains of the Brown family's unity. The once polygamous Brown family has been through countless storms, but few moments have shaken fans to the core like the latest explosive fallout between Cody and Robin Brown and their daughter Mykelti. What was once a seemingly unbreakable bond between father, stepmother, and daughter has now crumbled under the weight of accusations, tears, and cruel words that have left the family more fractured than ever. It began subtly, as many Brown family conflicts do, whispers of favoritism, rumors of betrayal, and the painful division between those who remained loyal to Cody and those who quietly sided with his ex-wives, Christine, Janelle, and Mary. Mykelti, Christine's daughter with Cody, had long been seen as a bridge between the warring factions. She maintained contact with her father and Robin even after her mother's dramatic departure from the plural marriage, insisting that she wanted her children to know all sides of their family. But that bridge has now burned in spectacular fashion, following a confrontation that fans say may mark the point of no return. According to those close to the situation, the tension boiled over during a family gathering that was meant to promote healing after years of estrangement. Instead, the reunion became a battlefield of emotions. Cody reportedly accused Mykelti of disloyalty, suggesting that her recent social media comments and interviews painted him and Robin in a negative light. Mykelti, known for her fiery personality and deep devotion to her mother Christine, didn't back down. She reminded her father that the world had seen his actions, the broken promises, the isolation, the favoritism, and that speaking her truth wasn't betrayal, it was survival. What came next was something no one expected. Robin, usually careful about maintaining her image as the family's emotional anchor, allegedly snapped. Witnesses say she lashed out at Mykelti, calling her ungrateful and influenced by outsiders. For Robin, loyalty has always been paramount, a theme that has run through many of her interactions on Sister Wives. But this time, her version of loyalty seemed to come at the cost of compassion. When Mykelti defended her siblings and her mother, Robin reportedly accused her of choosing Christine over her father. The argument quickly escalated, and the moment that stunned everyone came when Robin allegedly declared she was done with Cody's older children, saying she could no longer support relationships built on hate. Those words, fans say, sounded like a disownment, a cruel severing of ties that underscored just how far the Brown family has fallen from their once idealized vision of unity. The episode left Mykelti in tears and Cody enraged, with the patriarch reportedly blaming Christine for turning their daughter against him. Yet those who know Mykelti insist she made her own choices, and that she had tried time and again to bring peace between her parents before finally realizing that the rift was unfixable. In the days following the confrontation, Mykelti took to her social media accounts to share cryptic messages about boundaries, emotional manipulation, and choosing peace over chaos. Fans immediately speculated that these were subtle jabs at her father and stepmother. The posts resonated with followers who have watched the Browns family dynamic unravel for years. Many praised Mykelti for standing up to the emotional pressure that has defined so much of her upbringing. Meanwhile, Cody and Robin have reportedly retreated further into isolation. Sources say the couple has cut off contact with several of Cody's older children and even avoided major family gatherings, claiming they no longer feel safe being around those who don't respect the family hierarchy. Robin's supposed disownment of Cody's kids has sparked outrage among fans who once believed she was the only wife who genuinely cared about the children's emotional well-being. Critics argue that Robin has weaponized her role as the legal wife, using her influence to push away anyone who challenges her narrative. For years, Cody has publicly defended Robin against accusations of favoritism, but even some of his most loyal supporters are now questioning his choices. The moment he turned on Mykelti, his own daughter, marks a dramatic shift in public perception. Once seen as a misunderstood father trying to hold a family together, Cody now appears to many as a man consumed by control and resentment. His emotional outbursts, once masked as frustration over disobedience, are being seen as cruelty. Viewers of Sister Wives have expressed heartbreak over watching Cody seemingly lose touch with empathy, compassion, and reality itself. Christine, on the other hand, has remained calm but firm in her response. Insiders close to her reveal that she's deeply hurt by what her daughter has endured, but she's not surprised. Christine has long said that Cody's anger often emerges when he feels powerless. She told friends that Cody's pattern of emotional manipulation and guilt-tripping was the reason she left in the first place. And now, sadly, her daughter is experiencing that same behavior firsthand. Janelle and Mary have both quietly expressed support for Mykelti. While neither has publicly commented on the explosive fight, fans have noticed subtle signs of solidarity, such as social media likes and subtle quotes about truth always coming to light. Janelle, who has maintained a careful distance from Robin, is said to be furious at how the younger wife has handled the situation. She reportedly believes Robin's attempt to control the family narrative has gone too far, and that alienating the kids is the final betrayal. As for the fans, the reaction has been explosive. Online forums, social media groups, and Sister Wives communities are filled with outrage. Viewers have expressed shock that Robin would go so far as to disown Cody's older kids, especially given her years of public statements about wanting to unify the family. She always cried about wanting everyone together, but now she's cutting them off, one fan wrote, summing up the general sentiment. Others believe this is Robin's true nature finally being revealed, that beneath her tearful demeanor lies a calculating personality that thrives on control and loyalty tests. TLC producers, always keen to capture emotional drama, are said to be closely following the fallout for future episodes. Insiders claim the next Sister Wives season may delve deeper into this rupture, exploring how Cody and Robin's isolation has pushed the rest of the family closer together. There is speculation that the network may even center a spin-off around the adult children, giving them the opportunity to tell their side of the story without their father's interference. For Mykelti, however, the wounds are still fresh. Friends describe her as heartbroken but determined to protect her own peace. She's reportedly focusing on her marriage to Tony and her children, vowing not to let the family drama consume her life the way it did her mother's. Still, the pain of losing not just her father's affection, but also her stepmother's support, has left scars that may never heal. In the end, the Brown family's story continues to unravel in public, each chapter more painful than the last. The fallout from this latest clash between Cody, Robin, and Mykelti has made one thing clear. The dream of a united plural family is long gone, replaced by bitterness, resentment, and a desperate struggle for emotional dominance. What was once a story of faith and family unity has now become a cautionary tale about power, loyalty, and the heavy cost of living under the spotlight. As the dust settles, fans are left wondering what comes next. Will Cody ever take responsibility for the pain he's caused? Will Robin realize the damage her loyalty tests have inflicted? And will Mykelti, the daughter once caught in the middle, finally find the peace that has eluded her family for so long? The Brown family, once the symbol of unconventional unity on TLC's Sister Wives, has descended into a storm of confusion, betrayal, and emotional devastation that few could have predicted. In what fans are now calling one of the most shocking developments in the show's long and drama-filled history, Robin Brown has allegedly disowned several of Cody Brown's children from his previous marriages, igniting an inferno of resentment that threatens to tear apart what little remains of the plural family. At the center of this turmoil stands Mykelti Brown Padron, Christine and Cody's daughter, who now finds herself caught in the crossfire between loyalty, love, and the haunting legacy of her parents' complicated plural past. The drama exploded after a recent family confrontation reportedly turned volatile, exposing the raw emotional wounds that had been festering beneath the surface for years. Robin, who was once seen as the peacemaker among Cody's wives, is now being accused of turning her back on the very children who once welcomed her into their family with open arms. The alleged disowning incident appears to have been triggered by a heated argument involving Mykelti, who dared to question where her loyalty should lie in a family that no longer resembles the one she grew up in. Fans watching the new season and following behind-the-scenes chatter online are calling this the final fracture in a family that has spent more than a decade trying to prove that plural marriage could thrive under the same roof. To understand the gravity of the situation, it's necessary to look back at how the Browns came to this breaking point. When Sister Wives first aired, Cody Brown and his four wives, Miri, Janelle, Christine, and Robin, presented themselves as a united front against societal judgment. The idea was to show that plural marriage could function on trust, faith, and shared commitment. But over the years, cracks began to form, and those cracks turned into canyons as Cody's attention increasingly shifted toward Robin. The imbalance in emotional energy became so apparent that fans dubbed Robin the favorite wife, a label she has often denied, but one that continues to haunt her reputation within the Brown family dynamic. Now, in the latest chapter of this ongoing saga, those long-standing suspicions about favoritism seem to have manifested in a deeply personal and painful way. Sources close to the family claim that Robin, frustrated by continued hostility from some of Cody's older children, has chosen to distance herself completely from them. This decision has reportedly created an irreparable rift not only between her and the other children, but also between Mykelti and her siblings. Mykelti, who has long been seen as one of the few children to maintain a cordial relationship with both Cody and Robin, suddenly finds her loyalty under attack. The tension reportedly came to a head during a family discussion over the future of the Brown family gatherings and how the children would remain connected now that the family has effectively dissolved into separate units. Mykelti, who has always tried to play peacemaker, questioned whether she should remain loyal to her father and Robin, given how deeply they have hurt her mother, Christine, in the past. Those words, insiders say, struck a nerve with Robin, who allegedly reacted with visible anger and accused Mykelti of disrespecting her family. What followed, according to those who witnessed the exchange, was a chilling declaration from Robin that she was done with Cody's other children and no longer wanted any contact with them. For many of the Brown kids, this statement felt like a betrayal of the highest order. They had already endured years of emotional distance and tension since Cody's relationships with Christine, Mary, and Janelle fell apart. Now, to hear that Robin, the woman who had once called them her bonus kids, was disowning them completely felt like the final blow. Fans have taken to social media to express outrage and disbelief, with some calling Robin's behavior heartless and controlling, while others suggest that this has been her plan all along, to isolate Cody and solidify her place as the only remaining wife by cutting off his ties to his past. Mykelti's involvement in this chaos makes the situation even more complicated. While she has often defended her father and Robin in public, she has also shown strong allegiance to her mother, Christine. especially in recent seasons. Christine's new marriage to David Woolley has further highlighted the emotional divide between the ex-wives and the remaining Brown household. Mykelti, trying to maintain peace, has publicly stated that she wants her children to know both sides of the family, but that wish seems impossible now. If Robin has truly disowned Cody's older children, that would also include Mykelti's siblings and potentially even impact how Mykelti's own kids interact with their grandparents. The financial tides of the Brown family have shifted once again, and this time it's Janelle who's coming out on top. In a shocking twist that has fans of Sister Wives gasping, reports claim that Janelle Brown has walked away with a staggering $600,000 payday, while Cody and Robin are allegedly being forced to sell everything to stay afloat. What was once a dream of shared wealth and sprawling land on Coyote Pass has turned into a bitter financial freefall, with the cracks in the family's empire finally too wide to ignore. As Cody and Robin's lavish lifestyle begins to crumble, Janelle's quiet resilience and independence are paying off, literally. For years, the sprawling desert lands of Flagstaff's Coyote Pass symbolized Cody Brown's vision of unity, a place where his wives and children could one day live together in a grand polygamous utopia. But today, that dream lies in dust and disarray. The once celebrated patriarch of Sister Wives is reportedly facing one of the most humiliating financial collapses of his life. And at the center of the storm is none other than his ex-wife, Janelle Brown, who has reportedly scored a $600,000 payday that's left Cody and Robin scrambling to sell off their assets. Fans are calling it karma, a long overdue reckoning for the man who once controlled the family finances with an iron grip, but now seems powerless as his empire crumbles around him. According to multiple reports from inside sources close to the Browns, Janelle's decision to walk away from Cody wasn't just emotional, it was strategic. For years, she had invested in herself, building a business, securing independent income, and ensuring she had control over her own future. While Cody and Robin poured resources into their massive Flagstaff home and mounting debts tied to the Coyote Pass property, Janelle quietly kept her focus on personal stability. Her recent payday, rumored to be around $600,000, allegedly comes from a combination of real estate investments, business ventures, and potential earnings from Sister Wives filming contracts. It's the kind of financial win that has completely flipped the family's power dynamics. Meanwhile, Cody and Robin, who once prided themselves on being the stable couple among the Browns, are now under increasing financial pressure. The couple's lavish $900,000 Flagstaff mansion, which once represented their triumph and emotional security, has now become a financial burden they can no longer ignore. Sources close to the production reveal that Robin has been deeply worried about money in recent months, reportedly urging Cody to find ways to reduce expenses or sell off unused property. But fans are speculating that even those efforts might be too little too late. The very dream home that Robin once clung to as her sanctuary could soon hit the market in what would be a humiliating fall from grace. The emotional and financial unraveling of the Brown family has been a central theme of the latest Sister Wives season, and this latest revelation adds yet another explosive layer. Janelle's independence and resilience are being celebrated by fans who see her as the ultimate example of strength after years of living under Cody's control. She played the long game, one fan wrote online. While Cody was busy trying to make everyone else bend to his will, Janelle was quietly setting herself free. Others have pointed out that Cody's tendency to favor Robin financially has come back to haunt him,